So picture this. We're in the late 80s, early 90s, and there's a dimmed lamp that glows in the corner of your quiet bedroom. You have posters on the wall, The Cure, Bowie, Bon Jovi, Guns N' Roses, and the corners are peeling off slightly because of all the scotch tape that's not holding anymore. There's a worn old notebook that rests on the bed as well. That's your journal. With some pages, on some pages, there's ink that's smudged from old tears and even coffee stains. Beside the journal, there's a pen with hundreds of bite marks on it because we couldn't open a pen like normal human beings. You had to open it with our teeth, right? So we used to write not because someone told us to write, but because there was something inside that needed to come out. We needed to speak about things, about days and whatnot. So there was also music, or you can hear the television from the down the hall from your parents listening to the news, and maybe it was in silence, or your favorite radio was playing in the background. There is weight to that pen. The paper feels textured, it feels real. There's a smell. Even sometimes we used to have pens that with some smells. I don't know if you remember that, guys. Your hand moves and keeps some ink on your palm because they're a little bit sweaty. And each sentence carries a memory, a question, a release, or even some love notes. There's no pressure. There's no comparison. No likes or metrics that we're considering. It's just us for ourselves. This was journaling, my friend. There was not a habit. There was not a trend. It was you do it. It was more of a ritual. We used to do it for ourselves and not to make sense of life, and it actually helped us make sense of life, love, fear, and everything in between. There was a safe space to share where no one watched, and somehow because no one was watching, and especially no one was reading, that's where we're the most honest with ourselves. And now, fast forward, we're in 2025. The journal is still there, beautiful, leather bound, and Instagram ready, right? But it's untouched. But the phone is in your hand. You're squeezing it tightly, the light from the screen, like mine in my case right now, and it's flooding my face. And you're watching someone else talk about getting back to self, what really matters, and not what, maybe even me. While your own thoughts wait patiently in the background, you consider somebody, oh my God, you're so brave to talk about X, Y, Z. You hear voices all day long in videos, in songs, in reels that blur into each other. We don't even know what we were listening to anymore. But when was the last time you heard your own voice? And I could bet when you do hear your own voice, because I felt that I went through that. You kind of cringe a bit. It feels weird to hear your own voice. We scroll more than we write. We post, we like, we share more than we reflect. We hold our phones tighter than we ever held the pen. And those who used to journal, remember, in my case, sometimes I even had calluses on my fingers of how much writing I used to do. And that page that was once sacred is now public. The page that we hid from everyone, we beg to show to anyone today. And that's not the enemy on its own. That's okay as well. Because while times have changed, expression, it hasn't died, my friends. It just evolved. So if the page feels distant, record yourself like I'm doing right now. Sit in the quiet, let your voice crack. Let it rumble, let it shake, let it rise if it has to, right? But because your voice is powerful, because your voice and your story still matters, because the truth is, whether written or spoken, you still want to come out there and talk your reality, tell your truth. It's not about being aesthetic or I don't know what, but it's about being real, about connecting to yourself, connecting to your thoughts. So no, maybe we can't rewind time, but we can slow it down. We can carve out moments where we remember what it felt like, so to truly meet ourselves and that human connection once again, and do it all over again, do it again, not for anyone else, but just for you. And in the meantime, if you can, change your mind, change your reality, love each other. Peace.